Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Pillar to Post. This is Daddy Issues, and tonight, or I should say this afternoon, we bring you a special show, a special guest, and it is dubbed The Edge. A little homage to the past with me and my guest, along with my co-host, the one, the only, the Filthy Father. How you doing today, Joseph?
Well, hello, everybody. How dare
Uh,
you call me by my government name?
well, if we were going government here, then it'd be something totally different. But Joel Quinn in the house, how you doing?
Ah, we are going to get through today. It has been a long day. There's a Bills game going on, so you guys are going to hear fireworks and my dog in the background, but that's okay. We're going to get through this together.
We'll survive. We'll
We'll
survive.
survive. I'm excited for today's show.
Yes, special guest, none other than the SME World Champion, the bulletproof Phill Marshall. And to me, it's an honor that he accepted to be on the show because me and this man, we go back like 20 damn years. A very, very great man in the EFed world. And he's accomplished a lot. And I think his biggest accomplishment is here in the promo verse. But if you're looking at success, it goes by many standards. And before the promo verse, he was so much more. And we'll get into that when we're talking to him. But first, Bella sounds like a very happy girl today.
She's a very happy girl. These fireworks going off. The Bills must be winning.
Well, we got Crimson Ninja in the house. That is Azrael Black. One of you is dirty and the other is filthy. Yes. Do I need to text Summer to get the garden hose and clean you all up? Well, let me tell you, we haven't begun to get dirty. Just saying. But we'll start off the show. I want to do a little bit of advertising for AWE. That is Apex Wrestling Entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. A slight delay on the title that's arriving, but it'll be here Tuesday, no longer Monday because of customs. You gotta love that shit. So how about we talk about the invitational first, and let's get into it. Well, the AWE Invitational. Now, this to me is a big deal for me. Giving people the opportunity to win a one of a kind uh, championship title. And not just that, it's also helping a good cause. That is why there is a $5 entry fee. And it is purely to promote the excellence that is out there in the promoverse, the entertainment value that can be found within the promoverse. Much like a rap battle, for those that are not in the know, it is two entertainers sparring off, trading words, and the one that is the most imaginative, the one that is the most entertaining, the one that tickles the fancy, some might say, is the one that walks away, moves on to the next round. Gonna be entertaining as fuck. We're gonna show it in its entirety here on Pillar to Post. and have a great time with it. The winner of that, the last entertainer standing, has a one-off Apex World Championship title. Now, I'm leaving it on them if they want to keep it as a trophy or if they want to defend it in the halls of Apex Wrestling Entertainment. Cowboy John in the house. Howdy, brother. Hope you're doing fine. Um, been a long time since I seen you, Cowboy. Always a pleasure.
It's
So
nice to
as
see Cowboy.
yeah, as people begin to join, I'm hoping to
Damn it.
before that, we go into the new show for Apex Wrestling. And in the promo verse, this is a very new promotion, a very new show. So a lot of people putting their trust in me. And don't allow yourself to get stressed over the dog being heard. It's fine. It's added noise. It's added entertainment. So let me run this by you, and then we're going to speak on that, and then we'll get into our guest, the one, the only SME world champion. Oh, well, I put that wrong. But that is right. Fight night at the Apex. That will be the show. It will be a bi weekly show. We're going to be pushing some of the hardest competition out there. Um, Everything is supposed to be meant to feel like everyone is scratching and clawing their way to the top. And what better way than to represent the company with a beautiful title belt? And that I will make a post when it arrives because I want to unveil that to the promotion myself, not just with a still picture. We're going to start off with a G1 Classic style promo battle. 16 entrants will battle it out to become the very first world heavyweight champion here in AWE. Um, and we got some killer names out there. Gully Guns, The Unfiltered, Grant Miller. We got Mad T. We've got Wapo. We've got people like Dollface, Allison Black. We have Shady Sean McKenzie battling it out, and this title will be defended. Now, those are not all the names that have entered this, but it is just a few just to set the stage. I planned on having a video created for today, but things did not go my way. The real world has a way of kicking one's ass.
It really
Um,
does.
but there will be a block A, there will be a block B. Each win brings you closer to becoming the world champion. It's going to be a trial by fire, so to speak. And when we crown the very first world heavyweight champion, that entertainer is going to feel like they earned that title. Now, everything will be revealed once we're getting close to that time. And I plan on unleashing the brackets come tomorrow. I want to make some graphics for the show and everything and get it set up. But we're looking to start off 2026. I keep on wanting to say 2016, but 2026, we're going to kick off the hard way. And that is with a hell of a battle to set up our very first world heavyweight champion. This is competitive, and that is supposed to be the feel of the entire thing. A very competitive show, a very competitive feel. And I want everyone to understand that I don't want to break you. I want to set the stage for a wonderful promotion out there where things aren't handed to you because you join a company. There are no promises except for an opportunity. And that is the biggest deal. Giving someone the opportunity to prove themselves. We got guys like The Prophecy. King McMillie, the #1 draft of the foundation competing. Like, nothing is going to be easy here. Franklin Benjamin does not make it easy on any man. And our guest can attest to that. He's had battles with him before. We've got more guests. We got Jake Bagwell in the house. How you doing?
Hello, Jake.
And we also have Atticus Black. How's it going, brother? Always welcome
Hello,
here.
Atticus.
But before we get into too much more, make sure if you want to get in touch with me, you want to be a part of the Promoverse series that is coming your way here on Pillar to Post, you reach out to a brother. We're going to set the stage. We're going to have fun doing it. And we're going to have a great time. And that's what it is, entertainment. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to bring on our guest. He is the SME World Champion. Undeniably, unequivocally at the top of the Promoverse. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Phill Marshall. How you doing, Phill?
Yeah, not too bad. How about yourselves?
Doing all right. A bit of a rough go of it, but you know what? It's life, and that's the way it's going to be. If you ain't struggling, you ain't achieving.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. It's. I think if things are just handed to you, I think, for example, when a guy walks into a company who has a reputation somewhere else and says, "I want a championship title shot," no, he doesn't deserve to be there because he's not willing to put the effort in. If I was to start at a new company, I'd say, I want a title shot, but you're not going to give me one. I'm going to earn it. Start me from the bottom. Let me work my way up. Best way to be. It makes you look more legit. And when you win the title, it makes the title look more legit.
Exactly. And that's what I want. I want legit champions. I want guys that have earned their spots. This thing where a lot of people, a lot of promoters promise things to people just to lure them in. To me, it doesn't make sense. You're not building a show that way. You are dropping the ball in a big way. You're making your titles look cheap. And this is where I appreciate your career a lot, because I've been with you perhaps since the beginning. We've went our separate ways for a while, but I mean, you proved yourself wherever you competed. It didn't matter if it was the old school EFed where it was all written. It didn't matter if it was where we started integrating wrestling apps or wrestling games into the EFed world. The Promoverse too. Like, you scratched the bug. You didn't have an easy go of it. No one handed you shit. The World Cup series, like, come on. Like,
well, it's just with every match I have, with every bout I'm in, I look at it and go, right, other people see a one-on-one. I am facing two opponents. I'm facing the opponent in the match I have, and I'm facing the last promo I did, and I've got to beat them both. Do I do it all the time? No. Sometimes I look at the promo and go, well, I beat my opponent, but I'm annoyed at myself because I don't feel like I did as well as the last promo. And the reason I do that is so I keep evolving, I keep growing, I keep learning new techniques. And I think when you get to the point where you say, that's good enough, quit. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be in comp. Stick to story, because story's great for its own thing. But the fact is, if you're one of these guys who says good enough, then you shouldn't be in comp.
Yeah, and I've always loved your approach to the story aspect of EFedding as well, because you weren't always of the mind where I have to be the champion. You look to also put over your opponents as well, especially back in the day when I knew you. Now, we ran roughshod on a lot of shit back then, and we had fun doing it. It was enjoyable being a part of a group, a brotherhood like Scum Army. It wasn't always political. It wasn't always being the nice guy. I don't think we were ever nice guys. Let's be serious. We were assholes. We were fucking assholes.
I don't think anyone in this square was a nice guy before.
No. I've never tried to be.
Now, when I got to meet Phill, and this is going to go back to way back, almost 20 years ago, I believe,
Probably
if
even
not over
longer.
20 years. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that was
think we're
back.
talking quarter of a century nearly.
Yeah, about that, very close.
Yeah.
It was back in the Facebook wrestling era,
Hmm.
and that is where EFedding started integrating gameplay into the system. So not only were you writing and telling a story, you were also writing up your match as well. And to do that, they would take in the wrestler app on Facebook and use that to play out the match. And then you could write the story of the match as well. Not just post a link and say, there you go, that's my match, which
Yeah.
a lot of people favor to do, the lazy ones. But guys like me and Phil, we like to tell a story, and that's where I met him.
Yeah.
Um, Now, did you have experience in the EFed world before Facebook wrestling?
None. I
None.
was introduced by a friend. We worked together at a place called Jumpin' Jacks, where we were dancing barman together. And
Ooh, he was a dancer.
so yeah, and he kind of went, yeah, and we're both wrestling fans, and he kind of went, yeah, I found this app. It's a turn-based game. I started kind of getting into it, and then I joined a stable that he joined with a girl called Tina Tees, and it was an amazing stable name. I'd never heard it before. Badass Dudes.
Hmm. Kinky.
But no, Tina was great.
The
She taught
imagination.
me, yeah, Tina was great. She taught me a lot. My friend pretty much left it after about a month, and then I continued, and then I went to EWA, and then after that, I kind of said I noticed that they had an FBW NWA, not affiliated with the actual National Wrestling Alliance, and the guy running it, Johnny Canuck, he was his company was a laughing stock. They didn't have
Yes.
companies inbuilt into the game, but people would create their own. And the reason he was a laughing stock is because he would just bring big names in to win the titles, and then you'd never see them again. So I instituted a system that made it more plausible. I essentially separated people into continents, and I had the heavyweight, the light heavyweight, and the middleweight. And I would have essentially the middleweights were the most inexperienced, light heavyweight were fairly experienced, and the heavyweights were like the big hitters.
Yep.
And from that, I just built a roster for each one. I went on Excel and built a mathematical equation to work out how many points it earned or lost based on successful moves, moves failed, moves blocked, and moves of your opponent that you blocked, as well as the win, the loss. And also, you got more points for what I called in NWA, well, in FBW NWA, a technical knockout. In the game, you could get someone's health to 0 and then pin them. And to me, they would send me the link, and I'd go, right, that person's on 0 health, 0 momentum, and you pin them at that point. So that is a technical knockout. So you get more points for that. There was a sleeper in the game, so I added for submission as well. I wanted to make it more legit. Within 6 months, they had the vote for Fed of the Year, and I accidentally went and turned FBW NWA from a laughing stock into the Fed of the Year because people wanted to work for me, because I didn't care how big you were. You would start at the bottom and work your way up. And that gave some great opportunities for guys who were well known to come in and go, well, it's a whole new experience. And I'm getting to face guys I've never faced before. And they would, some big names came in. I can't remember who it was, but they absolutely got destroyed. I put them in like the heavyweight division because they had the ego of, yeah, I'll beat these guys. And I think they had 6 matches and lost all 6 and then left.
Yep.
And it was like the joy on the roster's face when they were seeing these big names coming in, and they were getting absolutely spanked because, well, they were just given a fair match. They had what they had to do. And because these unknowns at the time were proving themselves, they were getting attention from elsewhere. So it was building up their reputation. And so it became Fed of the Year. And then Facebook Mania came around, which was their WrestleMania. And Johnny did what he used to do and put a big name in the World Heavyweight Championship match, even though I'd had the heavyweight, the light heavyweight, and the middleweight booked for that event, and screwed it up. And that was the point where I walked out, and so did 90% of the roster. So it
Yeah.
went back to the laughing stock overnight.
And it was difficult in that app to run an EFed sort of promotion out of it, because we were ridiculed to no end. Like,
Oh,
EFed was frowned upon in a wrestling app, which was
mm,
amazing to me.
yeah,
And me and you were of like mind. Like, I got my start as a promoter in the EFed world.
yeah,
Um, actually, before, like, it was on like the fucking on the boards of AOL and shit like that. That's where I got my taste for EFed world, and then I found the FBW, and I integrated it in there, and I opened up CFWF, Canadian Facebook Wrestling Federation.
yeah.
Hated the name. I wasn't the creator, but I took over.
Hmm.
And when he started destroying the company, I went and started Big Dog Wrestling, which became very popular back then. You were part of that. Me and you
Yeah.
worked together quite a bit. And here's a little no matter what has gone on in the EFed world, me and you, we've never had the want to fight each other.
No.
And when we became a unit in Scum Army, we took that very seriously.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't need anything to prove against ourselves, because we had our separate avenues where we excelled at. You needed help with something, bang, I was there. I
Yeah.
needed help with something, bang, you were there.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing feeling, and a sense of camaraderie that you don't get from many places, especially in the EFed world, because you're always watching your back.
Yeah. But even when I was part of Scum Army, I kind of had a direct line to the old stable, the badass dudes, because they were a group of great people, and they weren't great at stables, so I'd help them along and teach them about scouting their opponent and looking at what to block. And there was one guy, ABL, and it was short for Africa's Biggest Loser, as he called himself. Well, I said to him, "No, you're not anymore. We're forming a tag team." And he said, "Well, what are we doing?" I said, "We're going against FBW World Tag Team Champions. The title isn't on the line, but we're going in there and we're beating them." And I would have matches against him just to scout him, and I would build patterns for him to watch. And it got to the point where he was watching me, and I would build these specific patterns, and I would see if he'd notice. And eventually he did. And he started beating me, but it's because I let him beat me because I was building these patterns.
Yeah.
And so when we got him into tag teaming, I mean, you'd think of some of the names that were tag teams, like Stallion Destroyer.
Very, very popular tag team back in the day.
ABL got the pin on them.
Oh, that is awesome.
And that's where I said to him, we're changing the L from loser to legend. And we would go around either EFed companies, or we would just go to the FBW World Tag Team Champions at the time and basically say, we're the gatekeepers. We're not high enough to technically win the belt because of the ranking system, but we'll face you and we'll beat you. And we did to a lot of big tag teams. We absolutely spanked them. And that was because, even though I was Scum Army, I still watched their back. I was a former leader after Tina T's left. And so at which point I handed over the leadership to someone else and said, I am still just a message away. And they would still keep in touch with me. So as well as being an enforcer for Scum, I would still kind of have that like mentor role for those guys. I also changed the name as well, because I don't know about you, but if someone tells me they're a badass dude, I'm thoroughly terrified.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like that fearful energy just creeps up on you, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Ooh, we got a badass over here. So I changed it to IOP 187, Innovators of Pain 187, which is the police code for obviously murder.
Yep.
And I thought, well, the actual Sable was IOP. Our tag team with ABL and me, that was IOP 187. And, we did very well. I still remember the match I had against Sonny Blaze, because it was when I first joined Scum Army. And this is where I went into the stable chat, and I walked in after the match, storyline wise, walked in full suit, briefcase, and I was the only guy in Scum who wore a suit, because to me it was like professional fighter, that kind of thing. And walked in with a briefcase, opened up the briefcase, and Relic looks in. He goes, "There's a DVD in here." Then and then there's something under a bit of paper. So he puts the DVD in, watches it, which I give him the match link for what I did, and it was against Sonny Blaze, and that's where I was scouting everything he was doing. So like every second move, he would just lose, and I was back on it, and I would just pounding through him, and I absolutely decimated him. And then he kind of looked back in the briefcase, lifted up that bit of paper, and there was the FBW World Championship, which I hadn't won. I just beat the guy up and took it because I could. And I think that was the point, because Relic originally wanted me to join because he thought, well, it will be great to have like this enforcer who's 5'8" and less than 200 pounds. It'll be funny. It wasn't so funny when he saw that.
Yeah. Now, from back then, FBW, Wrestler Unstoppable. I don't know how much he did in Wrestler Unstoppable. I did it for a couple of years, and I was tired of it.
I was there as well.
Yeah. You transitioned into the Promoverse.
Yeah, I left for a while and didn't do EFed for a few years, and it was years ago. I think it was about 5 years ago, where I was kind of just drunk on my phone at the time, because that was when I drank Captain Morgan's and Coke in hand, and I was screaming on my phone, and I thought, I wonder if there's any wrestling role play. And I started finding these videos, and I thought, I'm going to do that. And so I thought, I'll give it a go. And apparently 2 guys saw my first promo and went, this guy's got something. We don't know what it is. But that was Tim Lee, who was at the time called Zodicus, and Dark and Graves. His name's Matt. And they both pulled me into IW, which at the time IW had a developmental brand called Riots. And Darken made a point of saying, for your first match, I want to face you and I want to put you over. So for my first match, story-wise line, getting put over by a guy like that, yeah. So that was a big one for me. And then I would just kind of kept building and building and building. And while I don't like the management of IW, there's still talents in there that I kind of go, yeah, it's cool. So that's why, while a lot of people will say, fuck IW, I won't, because IW isn't the problem. It's the guy at the top who's the problem. So fuck David Jones, but don't fuck IW. There's a lot of good guys there. Yes.
Now, if people look a little bit clearly, they can see behind you, you've got the SME World Championship title.
Oh, yeah. How did that get there?
Well, perfect product placement, brother.
Yeah.
And I didn't catch the first one, or I don't know how many there have been. But I did not see the one where you actually won that. And it's a massive tournament.
Yeah.
Like, especially this last one, I believe there was like 86 competitors.
That was the World Cup, and the best promo of the tournament would get a title shot at me.
Yep.
Before that was the SME tournament, because
That's right.
there used to be a belt called EWN, and that represented the entire industry, but that was retired. And this was brought in to replace it. And there was a 32-man tournament, and I was one of the guys there. And I said, give me a qualifier match, because it gives more people an opportunity to try and get in. Yeah. And it was a triple threat, and I won that. And then I just went through the tournament, and the last match was Jay Briggy, funnily enough, in the finals. And managed to beat him. Got this sent to me, got the side plates sent to me, so I had to put those on myself. There are SME side plates that come with this thing, but these are my customs. And then after that, I went to the World Cup, EWM World Cup, representing Team SWA Team 2. And the reason it was Team 2 is because I said to SWA management, the more established guys should be Team 2, because Team 2 should be the newer guys who we're pushing, who should get that exposure. So if they're Team 1, they're the ones we're banking on. Team 2, we should be the older guys who are just more established. Let them have the exposure. Yeah. And so it was me, Mike Storm, DJB, and Shady in Team 2. And
you guys were decimated earlier, like
yeah,
early.
oh yeah,
You were the only man left standing. Like
yeah.
I believe after the first round.
Yeah, after the first round, Shady was out. Mike Storm, he had an emergency, so he couldn't compete, and DJB was beaten as well. And so, as soon as I kind of went, shit, by myself. Okay, suppose I better win this thing then. And
Yeah,
I
and
obviously couldn't win the team one because the team one was you need more points from different members. But
yeah.
I was the only member, so there's no way I'm racking up the points to win
So
the
you
team.
went for the individual, and I've got to say, watching your promos, you were on fire the whole fucking time. Um, Talk about firing on all cylinders, and there was a couple of yous, like guys like Byers,
Yeah.
BD30, right to the end, like he was firing on all cylinders as well. And I was thinking in the end it would probably be coming down to you having to defend against him, but he really. I think he gassed out
Yeah.
near the end, and you've been defending that title ever since. I believe on two separate occasions now since that World Cup tournament,
Yeah.
and the last one was none other than Franklin Benjamin, if I'm correct.
Certainly was, yeah. And
A
I knew,
hell of a battle.
yeah, I knew how good he was from the World Cup. A lot of these guys, would you believe, I hadn't really had much experience with or much knowledge of, and it's one of those things where it's a really shitty thing to say, I don't know you in promo, because it's just such a lazy thing, because it's like they'll
Is.
turn around and say, I don't know you, but I don't care. But in one of my promos, I actually said, well, I don't know you, but I didn't go with that whole route. I went, but here's the thing. I went to go and look at you and what you were doing. And so I actually acknowledged the fact that I didn't know you before, but I had the smarts to research you.
Yeah.
But my strategy for the World Cup was look at the guy I'm facing, but make sure to not completely burn out. So match his energy and then take it up a few steps. And so I'd looked at his previous promos. I never look at my opponent's promo if it's against me, because it's just not polite, is it? So I always make a point of looking at their previous promo work and the body of work and see what I can pick up from there.
Yeah.
And I just did that all the way through. And I would look at the energy they were bringing and not try to match it, but beat it. And once again, I was looking at the tournament of, right, I'm in the first round. The last promo I did was this company. I've got to beat that. Right, I'm in the second round. I've got to beat the first round promo and my opponent. And then it got to the final, and there were 7 people in the final, including myself. So that's the point where I've got to go, all right, look at all of them and really kind of focus on all of them, give them all my attention and see what I can put together through that. And yeah, so I managed to. Damn, tell me you're British with that tongue.
That is our Apex champion in the 2K verse, Devlin. Also,
right.
a fellow Brit, as some like to.
I love Devlin. He's funny.
I just like to call him a cunt because
he is a cunt.
He is, and it's a term of endearment for these guys. You know, like it's like letting them know you respect their talent by calling them a cunt.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks for that, sweetheart.
I'm going to allow Joel here to ask a question if he's up for it.
I mean, I have a few questions for you, Mr. Marshall.
All right.
If you have some time to talk.
I certainly do.
Okay,
you talk
awesome.
to him so politely, it's going to get him all wet.
Just get me all wet and tingly inside now, don't you? Okay, so my first question is, what was your favorite match in the Promoverse, like that you've been in?
Let's see. I think for the moment, I would have to go. Let's see. Any match where I'm using something new, but feeding it together quite well. I think the one that really comes to mind at the moment is the match against Franklin Benjamin, which is more recent, just because I put a lot more effort into that. And just being able to use AI in a way that didn't take over the promo. The AI was more just the sizzle on the steak. I'd never want AI to take over a promo unless I'm doing the Lord Longlocks character, because his promos are supposed to be shit. But I'd say before that, guys who I think beating guys that no one expected me to beat a few years ago. So when I finally got a win over a guy called Iron Bison, and that was in the first King of Social Media tournament. That was one of the first tournaments I won, and I've now won for 2 years in a row. Because no one expected me to get a win, because I was facing him first, and whoever won went on the same night to face the winner of another match from the week before. So I had to do 2 matches in the night, while both of my opponents, if I won, were going to be fresh. So I took on Iron Bison, and I just came with piss and vinegar, which is very rare for me. And I managed to beat him. And then I went to take on Adam Smash, and then beat him, and that got me through to the finals against Wilson Fist. So I think the one against Iron Bison, because not many people expected me to win that. And then I finally just choked the fucker out.
Now, you mentioned a name there before Joel continues. You mentioned a name there, Wilson Fist. He is the guy running social media wrestling association.
Yes,
Great man. It's a story comp. So any of the guys that are in there that want to get involved, definitely the place to go to get your feet wet. That's where I got my start in. That's where Phil got my toes wet. And I enjoyed it. I really did. But I got a taste for the comp side, the competition promos. And to me, it was a little bit more exciting. You weren't simply just doing your best and then not really being recognized for it, because in a storyline fed, you do your promo, and there's a sometimes less than a 50% chance that you're winning that match, because you're going off the story. Whereas comp, you out promo the guy, you're winning, which I enjoy. But I do love the story aspect of it all, because you tell the right story, you can really hook people in, and if done correctly, the shows are amazing to watch. But overall, SWA, I know they're looking to start pushing it again, which I like seeing, because it's ran by a really decent guy. That's what I like.
Yeah, I mean, Scott is running the Mayhem brand. You've got Rick, who's coming back to run Savage.
I can see.
And it comes with piss and vinegar too, but enough about his kinks. I can neither confirm nor deny the stains on his keyboard. So,
or his telephone screen.
Exactly. I have no idea whether he has to type an email with a hammer and chisel or not. But yeah, I would say that Rick running Savage, Scott running Mayhem, which is just pure story. If they're going to do any comp, that'll be Call Out Break. And I think that'll be Dan doing that. And that's kind of their comp thing. But overall, they're really focusing on story at the moment, because Scott has some great long-term storytelling ideas. And story is a great way to kind of get yourself comfortable in front of a camera. It's a great way for storytellers to get in. And there are some great storytellers who can transition over to comp very easily. Guys like Dylan Mason, phenomenal comp guy, but he doesn't like doing comp. He much prefers story. Even though I can tell you right now that Dylan Mason, if he decided to switch to comp, he would beat 95% of the comp guys right now. So,
I've got to say, what is the most competitive, or I've got to ask, I should say, most competitive promotion you've worked for in the Promoverse?
That's funny you just asked one of the questions I was going to ask too.
Oh, I apologize, brother.
No, that's fine. Because I was going to ask the same question, so it worked out.
Let's see. Competitive on a comp level. That's a good one. I think, let's see, with SWA, I didn't really do much comp there. I tend to go for, the comp for the King of Social Media, that one's always a challenge.
Yeah.
because they have quite a quick turnover on the tournament. With all of their tournaments, they have quite quick turnover. So every week or every other week, you're in and you've got to fight. And sometimes you're fighting twice in the night. So, yeah, so they really kind of put you through the ringer on that one. Heresy for a little while had a comp division, which was called the Heresy Pure Division. And now that was quite a challenge because they had the thing with Heresy is they do have on their roster some guys who are great, and they really got it, and they got comp, and they were a little more adult and aggressive than a lot of other companies because, well, Heresy.
Yeah.
You're not getting family-friendly programming from those guys.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to comp, I wouldn't say any of them have been really difficult. I'd say anything to do with the full SME tournament or the full World Cup. Those are always challenges, but they're not fixed to any particular company. They're always inviting from other companies in, so it's like a group effort. So I'd have to say probably the SME division because anyone can be in there. You don't know who you're facing from which company. Basically, if I say no to a title match, I lose this. And I put that in stipulation because I said to Shady when I won it, here's the deal. If I ever refuse a challenge, you strip me of this. Because if I'm not a fighting champion, I take away from the legitimacy of the championship.
Yeah.
So I always...
and you get branded with the chicken shit name as well because you refuse to accept the challenge.
Yeah. I don't want to be...
like...
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be known as Iron Bison, for God's sake. I've had 5 defenses and now I'm going to retire. Oh, God.
That is a shitty
You just
way
had
to
an
go
opponent
out.
you weren't too sure about and you ran away like a little bitch, Lee. Fuck
That's a
you.
horrible way to go out.
Yeah. No, I've mainly focused like I was if I could speak fucking proper English right now, that would fucking really be a benefit. I was contacted by a fella in the Promoverse called Mad T. And this man literally begged. And it's not the narrative that he's going to push because he sees himself as a savior and a god. But he literally begged. Oh, Jesus. Like so many fucking messages. Join. Come on my lives. Get into EMP. And then it was, we want you as your GM. And it's where I excel. I love the whole promotion aspect of EFed. And a lot of people reached out right away. Oh, you're going to make yourself a bad name without wanting it. And it's like, no, I don't allow that shit to brush off on me. And I was able to institute some changes, which I loved. Mad T has simmered down quite a bit since I started helping them. And I still help them to this day. I stepped down as GM and I help them. I help their sister companies such as MPW as well as Powerhouse Wrestling.
Yeah.
And now, helping out Foundation, I enjoy it all. And so anyone that wants to join, they don't have to just resign themselves to one particular aspect of the EFed world or the Promoverse for that matter. There's many avenues you can excel at. I love the promoing, but I enjoy running the show a little bit more because I have my own ideas, my own imagination that I really like to push out there and try to get people to see a different aspect of the EFed world. And let's be honest here. It doesn't matter what part of the EFed world you're in. It can be the 2K verse, it can be the promo verse, it can be the written or whatever aspect of EFed there is. There is drama. And there always will be a toxicity in something like this. And it's been from the very get-go of the EFed world. Doesn't matter if it was like on the AOL walls or boards back in the day, there was toxicity. And that's something I try to purge from my work aspect. Not being said, there is a time and a place where you can just like kind of take a real good dig at a guy. But what's your look at it? Someone comes at you, and we call it out of character, OOC.
Mhm.
He like rifles through your private Facebook account or whatever information he can find on you, and he uses real life. Do you combat that with going exactly the same way, or do you go after assassinating the character?
Oh. Generally, what I tend to do is I'll go, all right, then there's an agreement. But if they go like that and break the agreement, I'll just go, okay, well done. Let me show you how it's done. And I am more than happy to join them in OOC and do it better than them. Because what I'll do is what they tend to do is they'll get angry and scream and shout. Me, I'll point and laugh, and I'll make everyone else laugh at them. And they hate that because there's something I do called the shoot, which is basically me in front of a wall with a TV there. It's all green screen.
Yep.
And you know how you get like YouTubers who do these kind of videos where they have the jump cuts and all that, like what culture? And
Yep.
I essentially do that about them. And it's just my way of making a lot of jokes about them and just ripping them to pieces. And I will tear them to pieces for their weight, their hair loss, their teeth. If they have a stutter, I'll go after them that way. I have no issues absolutely humiliating someone who comes after me like that. And the thing that frustrates them the most is that I'll do it with a smile on my face.
Well, and I've seen you do it. To me, it was like, it's a question, but I wanted to get your reaction from it and you to tell the way you go about it. And I've watched you do it, and it's
I
highly
don't like
entertaining the way
OCC
you go about
fighting.
it.
It's weird.
No, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. But if someone blasts you continuously with that
Oh,
same
yeah.
bullshit, the
I've had
way
it happen to me multiple times. I'm just like, okay, if you want to talk shit, we can go there. But remember,
the
I'll
way
come for
Phil
you
does it,
harder.
the way Phil goes about it, it is in a very entertainment fashion. Like it's not just for him to get his rocks off. It is for everybody to get their rocks off and make this guy look the fool for
Yeah.
what he tried doing.
Yeah, because if they come after me again, then they're going to have an entire group of people kind of going, "Oh, this prick," and they'll all remember that video. So it's not just me going back at them. I just sit back afterwards. There's been times where I've shot at someone right back after they've done it to me with that smile on my face. And then they come back to me like a day or so later in comments, just having a go. And about half a dozen people straight away go, "Shut the fuck up." And they'll start listing things from the video. And they just get so defensive and angry. And all through this, I'm just kind of scrolling my phone and go, "Oh, yeah, I did say that." I forget about most of the things I say.
You have more questions, obviously, Joel.
Yeah.
I do. And Devlin just asked one for me. So, Phill Marshall, when can I get you on Only Quinn?
Oh, motherfucker.
Bold of you to assume I'm not already on there.
Oh, okay. Well, that answers that. But now I got another question for you because this one's more important. What advice do you have for people like myself who are new to the promoverse?
I would say look at a wide selection of promos. Look at the best, look at the worst. Essentially, imagine yourself as a judge and you're judging a comp contest. I want you to talk to Pete, for example, or talk to someone who's in the know and say, what do I look for? What's bad to do? What not to do? Then look for that in promos and start just kind of making lists. And eventually you'll come across the things that are really bad to do continuously. And then you'll notice things that, oh, that's really cool. Oh, some guy did something similar, but in a slightly different way. So that's really cool. Then make a list of good stuff. And this is the point where you can start looking down that list of good stuff, work out how to do it through video editing or post-production, maybe even if you find your sound being a bit quiet. If you've got a PC, one of the things I do to kind of build up my sound is if I'm a bit far away from the microphone, I'll notice that. You can go get a program called Audacity, and on your video editor, you can actually export just the audio. And then you can put that in Audacity. You can put like noise cancellation on it so it only picks up your voice and then amplify your voice. Save that as a WAV or an MP3, throw it back in the video player, delete the original audio, replace it with that, you've got a much broader, brighter sound. And so it's techniques and things you can constantly pick up on and learn. And whenever you find yourself looking at a promo and saying, that's good enough, stop yourself and go, it shouldn't be good enough. It should be better than anything I've ever done. It should be better than at least my last promo. Because if you ever get to that point where you're saying it's good enough, stagnant. So watch 20 or 30 promos, take a note of pros or cons. You don't have to write their names or anything. Just kind of like, oh, that's, they filmed it in portrait instead of landscape. And then underneath you can kind of put scratches for how many times you've done it. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you build up a list of what not to do and what to do. So when you kind of launch yourself into it, you've already got a mindset of what's good and what works and what's god awful and what doesn't work. And you'll also find certain phrases that a lot of them will say, and those are the things that you kind of want to avoid. I think the main difference is when you watch these promos, look at what they're doing and say, what can I do different?
Now, I've done the more comical route with mine lately. Like, I've just, like, made fun with it. Because, like, Pete was, like, telling me, like, when I first started, like, have fun with it. So I did. I took that advice and I ran with it. So every time he's giving me advice, I take it. I run with it. I've heard, like, I've got the criticism, too. And I'll take the criticism. I take it into, like, what I do. But then I try to, like, work my own way into it.
Yeah.
So, like, I will work with the person. If they want to work with me, okay, I'll work with you. But as soon as you go OCC on me, which has happened a few times, it's just like, okay, hold on, like, back up, because you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to get me stab happy. Don't get me stab happy.
No,
But
and the biggest thing is also when you are finished your edits, and this happened recently for me. You want to make sure you have time to rewatch. Because I had to do there was a brand draft in the foundation, and my number one draft pick, I shoot the video, everything sounds good, rewatched it in the editing process, but did not watch it once I had exported it.
Gotcha.
And it turned my voice into a wretched sounding Mickey Mouse. And it was like rush, like, because I was late to the dance already as it was. They needed these announcements made, so I just boom, chopped it out as quickly as I
I'm
could,
never invited to the fucking dance anymore. What the fuck?
not realizing that the sound had fucked up during export. And so now, and it was recently played on a promo by one King Mac Millie, The Prophecy. And he used that clip at the very beginning because he wants people to understand he is the number one draft pick in the foundation. He is that next generation, that next top level competitor. And I had to hear it again, and I kick myself every fucking time. I could have just said, you know what, give me 5 more minutes. And no, instead just rushed it. So that is the biggest thing. You start rushing the editing process, you're fucking yourself in the ass. And I know guys like you would enjoy that, but there's a different aspect to it. It's a different kind of ass fucking there.
Well, you've seen the promos I've done. Like, you've seen, like, even my bloopers of, like, where I completely fucked it up. I've, like, literally slipped on my words. I literally fell out of, like, out of places.
Yeah. Well, if you do an OOC promo, if someone does one against you, I have an idea on how to get them back. Because I'm imagining the people who would do that are probably coming from the standpoint of homophobia.
Yeah.
So... yeah. I know exactly how to combat that, and I'll tell you off air, because don't want to spoil the fun for everyone.
Right. I mean, we can keep our own secrets.
Well, yeah, I've got a question here, and that pertains to 2026.
Okay.
You are the SME world champion.
Yes.
Your last opponent won Franklin Benjamin, and I've got to say that was a close battle. Who's next?
Whoever wins the one Rumble. will be next.
Ooh,
So
damn.
the next EWN event will be the Rumble. I'm not sure how many people are in there at the moment. It's definitely over 30.
Yeah.
And whoever wins that gets a shot at this. So my job is to keep an eye on them, know who they are, know what they're doing, and counteract it.
Yes, that is the most
I like
important thing.
that.
I'm going to say this. If anyone that has watched and you are intrigued by the promo verse and you want to get involved, I'm going to say do not oversaturate yourself. And that means like get all excited and accept roles in one promotion and then the second and then a third and then all of a sudden you're in 20 different promotions. You're oversaturating your product. And when it comes down to it, it's allowing anyone you compete against to have more material on you to combat what you're going to come at them with. And like me, I like to study my opponents. I like to see what they've done in the past. And that way I know the route I want to go. Um, but it comes to a point where you're so overly saturated, where you start constantly repeating yourself. So you go to one promo, and I warned, and I'm very open about my conversations with Matt T. I've given him the advice too. It's like it doesn't matter what promotion I'm going to, and if you're there, I'm hearing the exact same thing. I'm getting the exact same feel. I'm getting the exact same look everywhere you've gone. So when it comes to my judging gets skewed because I've already heard this.
Mm,
So you haven't given me anything new to judge. And so I'm going to score you down because you weren't fresh. You weren't new. You were the same guy I've seen everywhere I've seen you compete.
yeah.
And it's oh that's not right. You're not being fair. No, it is because you're giving me the exact same thing you gave in another company already.
Yeah. It's
It
when you're
gets
with
stale.
that many companies, it's you're putting quantity over quality,
Yeah,
and all you're doing is watering yourself down so people aren't getting the best from you. Because you're constantly tired. You're thinking, oh, I've got another 6 promos to do for 6 different companies. No, screw that. You look at how limited I am in the promo
yeah,
verse. You don't see me that much because the times you do see me, it matters. Like a certain situation that me and you were talking about over this last week. You know of the reaction that happened, and I won't go into it because and you told me about the reaction, and it's because I am that limited. People don't expect me anywhere. So when I do turn up, it catches them off guard and it kind of adds some excitement. And the fact that I can get a legitimate pop from people just because I cut down the amount of places I'm at and what I'm doing, you know, that
exactly.
is the main point. When I kind of suddenly appear out of nowhere, get that pop, it's great. When I can do a promo and people tell me they got goosebumps from it, hell, I'm doing something right. I'm causing an emotion, I'm causing a reaction. And if you can watch something and you feel something and you're having that reaction, feeling the goosebumps going up your arm, and you can just feel that excitement of, oh my God, he's here. I mean, that's how you do EFed right.
Yep.
If you're there
And
every week,
that's how you build entertainment as well.
yeah,
That's something that I focus very hard on is entertaining. I don't want to just entertain myself. I want to entertain everyone that tunes in or potential viewers. And I think that's the mindset you have to go in because then you don't look at it as, oh, this guy hurt my feelings.
yeah,
Fuck that. Fuck
mm,
feelings. This is
yeah,
Exactly.
this is EFed world. You
yeah,
know, if you allow your feelings to be hurt on a consistent basis, then you're not going to last. You've got to put your mind to entertaining. Okay, someone out promoted you, or the judges voted for him because, well, one, he's new, he's fresh, and he gave them something that they weren't expecting. Whereas you gave them exactly what they expected you were going to give them.
yeah,
So you know, you got to go for that kind of feeling. And if it's not entertaining enough and you've already oversaturated the product with the exact same promo, how are you expecting to get that extra little oomph out of the judges to bend your way?
Yeah.
I'm not like a lot of judges when it comes to the promo verse. I don't care if it's Phill Marshall that I've known for 20 years. I've never had a fucking issue with the guy. Me and him have been brothers through and through. He fucks up on a promo. I'm letting him fucking know.
And you'll let me
Every
know
fucking
even
time.
worse because you know me so well, and you'll
Yep.
turn around to me and you will say, "What the fuck was that?
Yep.
I know you. I know how good you can be. What the fuck was that bullshit?"
Yep.
And yeah, so I'll get it even harder than the rest of you will from this man.
And like, there's guys like the Unfiltered. I
Oh, here
love
we
the
go.
Unfiltered. The Unfiltered, great fucking
Yeah.
guy on promos as well as away from the promos. That guy
Yeah.
is decent. He's a legit wrestler as well, which I
Mhm.
love that aspect of it because he brings a sense of realism to it. His
Former NWA UK champion.
yes, that as well. And to have a guy like that come to me and give me his respect because of the way I judge promos. I was shocked. One, because I don't look at anything I do as special. I don't look at anything I do as um, better than anyone else. I just try and be honest with people. And I think that that is missing from a lot of judging when it comes to the promo verse. And I got to say, there's a couple of fellas I recently seen, and this isn't as a plug to EMP. They were guests on the show. They ended up being guest judges. King Mac Millie,
Mhm.
as well as Lit Fuse. They did an exemplary job of judging. They sat there, they focused on the promos, and they gave their honest opinion. And that's what a lot of people forget.
Yeah.
Judgments are made based on opinions.
Mm.
It isn't always going to connect with the next person.
Yeah.
So um, it's an amazing kind of world that has been built in the EFed world, and that it's evolved from the written
Mhm.
to 2K and also to the promoverse where
Yeah.
it's video. Um, just amazing that people have the stones, the balls to put themselves on camera and to allow others to judge their work.
Mm.
It's amazing. It's art in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I
I'm
would
sorry
say
to cut you
one.
off. I mean, I came from the EFed side, like where the writing side is. That's where I
Yeah.
came from. So like the storytelling. So like I try to put that in my promos too. Because like Pete was like talking to me about like how to like do my story in a promo, but then I twisted it my own way. Because like when I first would do promos, I would just be like this, and then Pete's like, okay, but give me more life, give me more action to you. So I did. I give more action. There are promos out there that Pete has that were hilarious that we're not going to make air because, you know,
It was the
unfortunately we had to
complete
make some
drizzling
decisions.
shits.
Mhm.
Those were funny.
They were
There's,
funny, but they were the shits.
that was fun
I'm
though.
going to let you take this for a little bit. I've got to make a quick dash that way.
Okay.
So I'm leaving the show in your hands. It's something I don't usually do.
Oh,
So
look at that. He
you,
finally
you
gives
take
me power. Okay, now go.
you,
Shoot, I got a
you
question.
take it
So.
easy on my brother there. If I come back and there's been some very unmentionable things done to that guy's anal cavity, you're in trouble.
You know, they don't call me Dr. Anasickla for nothing.
I'll
And
be
it's
right back, guys.
absolutely fine. The
All
only
right.
thing you'll find up there is the sandpaper I left up there last week.
Now, I do have another question for you, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
Or fortunately,
I just have all the questions. Like, I wrote so much down to talk to you about. So Pete
Yeah,
did
cool.
answer some of the questions for me. He's like, there's questions we're...
Mhm.
Yeah, so he answered some of them already, but it's fine. Anyways, so I gotta ask, since, you know, what advice can you give to people about... So, now I'm saying promos again, but... So there are people who come from like the EFed, the storytelling, all the different sides. So I want to know, from your opinion, from someone like me who is like just new to this and like trying to like still tell a story in my promos,
Mhm.
though I do a little like weird, funny ways I do it. I want to know your opinion on it. I don't know if you've seen my work. I don't know.
I haven't, but I think the one thing I can tell you is be original. And the fact from what you're telling me, it doesn't sound like anything I've really seen before.
Right.
So it may be the fact that while some people may say it's the drizzling shits, it may be just more to the fact where you go, all right then, well, it may be the drizzling shits now, but I can hone it and change it and mold it and work on it. You can take something that people see as awful and then switch it around to where they're entertained. Case in point, if you look at the basis of when I do the shoot, I'm essentially just being a YouTuber. I throw in the cut scenes, I throw in all of that, which people find annoying in YouTube videos. Like you watch What Culture and they're suddenly from here to here and here and there at times. But I turn that into a parody of itself while being as vicious as possible, but doing it with a smile and a straight delivery. I remember one opponent where I actually stood there as he said something on camera, which you could barely understand. And I actually kind of looked off camera and go, anyone? Really? You mean I'm going to be the one to have to tell him? Fine. You, sir, have a disabled mouth. And then it just cut to the next thing. Because after a second of me just like... But it's, if you can... One of the things that I've found just for the humor value is the more absurd the promo is, the straighter you play it.
That's how I did with the counseling therapy one I did for Mad P when I was, I think that was Pinnacle. I did that one.
Yes.
Or it's before Pinnacle. I did a promo of me coming to go to therapy. It was the funnest promo I did. And there was a lot of cutscenes to it and a lot of old videos of me being very unhinged, which I found fantastic. Like the dancing taco, me hanging outside of a pole drunk and falling on my ass. Like,
Nice.
I'm gonna add to what Phil said. I don't know how many take this approach. A lot of people write the promo down, and a lot of people will write and structure everything of what they want to see in their promo. My mind works a little bit differently. I don't like writing anything down. I don't like having a script in front of me. I like to go for that organic feel. So what I'll do is, in a lot of cases, it's sitting at the edge of my bed and just think, how do I want the background to look while I'm doing this? How do I want it to integrate this part into the scene where I'm going this route? I try, and I don't always accomplish because I'm very new to the editing process. So there's always, you can always see that cut in there, especially with the background. And I try not to cut my promo. If I've done fucked up a word, well, I'm reshooting the whole fucking thing. And I will never cut the same promo twice because my memory don't work that way. The structuring part, that stays in my memory. The words I use are never going to be the same. The approach I end up taking always ends up different. But to me, it's that organic feel. Others, though, some use teleprompters. Some people use a script and they have it in front of them so they can read it. My problem with that is you can always see it. You can always tell. You can always feel it. It doesn't sound organic. But everyone's got their ways. And then guys like Franklin Benjamin, who has been told to use a script. This man is so fast with his words that it doesn't matter because he is flowing the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
There are times where, like the last match I've seen of it, is as a judge, I have said if he would have slowed it down just a little bit, so he could have caught his breath a little bit, swallowed whatever saliva built up in his mouth, it would have been good enough to take the win. But because of those issues where he began to slur his words, to get a buildup of saliva and it muffled his tone, you lose points because of that. And then you look at the next one and it's like clear, crisp. The words are punctuated properly and pronounced properly, and it's at a rhythm and a pace where you can get into the groove and just enjoy, you know? So it's like structure, and don't be afraid to do multiple shoots.
Yeah. I would say, adding on to that, with all of those things, whether shooting from the hip, having a script, having a teleprompter, whichever you use, try doing all of them a few times because you'll find which one is most comfortable for you. And when you're shooting a promo, you have to be comfortable because the more comfortable you are, the more natural it is.
Yep.
And that's what gets over. So explore, try different techniques, try what works for you. Shoot the same promo 3 times, 3 different ways. Just shoot one off the hip, one using a teleprompter on your phone or something. And at least that way you can kind of structure it. If you're going to do that, just off the top of my head, here's what I'd recommend. Shoot the promo from the hip 3 times, no script. Then what I want you to do is use those recordings, run them through a what's it called? Where it kind of turns it into text.
Yeah.
And then you've got 3 text promos right there, and you can take the best things from all 3, put it together in one promo package, and then that is your script. But always, and as much as DJ B hates me for doing this, he does look at it and go, oh, but it works. Always leave them wanting more.
Yep.
Give them enough that they go, that was great. But just leave them a little short so they want to see the next thing. Because if you bust your nut all over the place, they've seen everything and there's nothing left to see. So always leave them wanting more. Always feel like there's something a little held back.
Damn Pornhub.
Also, another thing, companies that do hypes and shit,
Mhm.
do not blow all your material on the hype, because when it comes to the match promo itself, you're going to be trying to search for something different because you've gone and wasted all your product on the hype itself.
Yeah.
I've seen it done. I've been here a short time. I don't even know how many months I've been doing it, but I've only done probably about 10 promos in total since I've been here. And that was because I helping EMP, especially when you become a GM, take me out of the picture. Okay, this needs to be about the talent now.
Yeah.
Also, I never wanted to oversaturate myself because I know I'm going to struggle to find new material to use, different avenues I can traverse, and bring a level of excitement that I know I can. Like one of my best matches, and this is before I had green screen, would have been Gully Guns. And I don't know how long he was into it at that point. It was for a company called Defiance. Bronx Bomber came to me and said, hey, I got this idea. I want you to face this guy. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know. At that point, I was like 2.5 months in, and I've probably done a handful of promos.
Yeah.
I don't have the green screen. I can't compete against them that way. So how the fuck do I combat this? So I did, I listened to him and watched some of his old promos, and I compared our voices. We both got very deep voices. I like to get it a little bit gravelier when I'm doing a promo, a little bit more intense. And I had this idea of which direction he was going to go with it, and it fit perfectly. But how do I make it stand out to his? Since he's got the green screen, he's got the effects he can use. I layered the shit out of that promo. I found videos on YouTube adding a storm in the background, or overlaid it, I should say, onto my promo to build up this battle of the gods, battling it out in the night sky. So it was like a promo based on the voices. That's what I made it about. I went a little bit too dark with the overlays, but one thing I told him right away is like, I gave him the respect he was due because he's a great performer, great entertainer, and I let him know, like, I want to do this. I want to run this back at a later date when I know I have everything in line so I can match your energy.
Yeah.
Like, I never, that's a problem. A lot of people in the EFed world, they're very much like artists. They're very sensitive of losing or critiques.
I'm not.
I look at it as someone critiques me, someone defeats me. That gives me the ability to learn, adjust, and do better next time. Even if I lose the rematch, I've already learned something to apply and make my shit better.
You know,
See,
in
I don't
comp.
mind like being the loser. Like I don't mind. It doesn't bother me because like my character, the way I've done myself, I don't mind taking an L. An L doesn't hurt me. A W, okay, that's what it is. An L, I don't mind it because honestly, I will run with that shit like it's fucking on fire. Like,
Yeah,
give me an L, okay, I'm gonna do better next time.
yeah,
But
with,
I'm gonna still, I'm gonna crack my shit.
yeah.
I'm just not gonna defend people no more. It's like that was my problem back in the day. I used to always like be pulled into everyone else's battle and have to fight for them. Like, I don't want to have to fight for you because if I have to fight your match, then I want to purposely lose now because I'm fighting your battle. So now I want to get
Yeah,
my ass like
yeah,
because you put me in this. Now, okay, I'm getting my ass beat on purpose now because I'll
yeah.
run my shit. But guess what? I'm hoping I get the L in the end because I took the
Mm.
fight for you. You should have been the one fighting, not me.
Yeah. At that point, you can just turn to them and go, "Oh, I did the fight for you. What are you, coward?" But
Because
one
like
thing
when I
I
first
would,
started Apex, I had that problem like where I was with a crew and everyone turned on me in the end. Ya tu sabes, y'all know. It is what it is. But
Mhm.
what got me was like I do all this work and then I get turned on.
Yeah,
Bitch,
yeah,
really? Fuck y'all.
yeah. I would
Like
say that
it's
in
happened so
promo,
many times with me. We're getting turned on. I'm just fine with it because like I was a traitor too. So I think it's my karma. I was a traitor. I've been betrayed. It works out for me. I don't mind it. I'm known as a traitor, anyways.
it's a
I can
balance.
live with being the villain.
Yeah, I think one of the things you can do when you take part in comp is even when you win, message the judges. Just message them and go, "All right, where did I screw up? Don't be soft." Because even when you win, there's going to be things that you
I want
miss.
it hard, not soft. God damn it.
Exactly. Give it me rough with no lube all the way up to
Give
the
it to me
shoulder.
raw. Don't give it to me
Well,
soft.
I'm sorry. If it's lubalicious, you got to ask for it. I recently opened a promo with a bottle of lubalicious, so
Oh, wonderful.
Oh God.
I had to go out and find this shit. So
You couldn't just
wasn't
bring the
cheap.
KY jelly on.
No, man, I wanted something different. I wanted a ring to it, man.
You wanted the flavor.
I think the
Um,
only thing that would have made it better is when you bought it, you slammed it down on the counter, looked angry at the assistant, and go, "It's for my asshole," and then just paid for it because I think that just would have been perfect. The most gravelly angry you've ever been. Just, "It's for my asshole."
yeah. Oh my god, that would have
Probably
been priceless.
19-year-old assistant, tiny, 5 foot tall, looking at you, terrified, kind of going, "He's really aggressive."
I've got away. I've got away with Joel here. We were offered a spot on a promotion today, and he was like, "Well, I've got a lot going on. I don't know how things are going to work out. I don't know if I can do it." So he basically kind of refused.
Yeah.
So all I did is put one line in there that I was going to like bust my nut all over his mama's ass, and boom, he was hooked. Sign the match. I'm doing it.
I mean, I don't want to get into that whole thing, but yeah, there's definitely going to be something coming up with that. It's just, I got my own shit going on behind the
I,
scenes.
I like to get him out of his safety net, so to speak. So
Yeah.
I've got my ways about
Good.
him, and he did a great job. And I'm gonna totally like fucking give you credit here. I run a side bit here, Apex Wrestling, but it's with 2K Wrestling.
Of course.
And I had a former co-host that just wasn't meeting the bar. There was a lot of issues. Not going to get into it. Joel stepped up, took control of the brand, and didn't even ask, didn't say a damn word, just did it. And I was like, okay, let's see how you do. It's like, we got to do podcasts together, right? And he was like, okay. It's like, don't worry, it's not a big deal. It's like, I struggle with podcasts. And I think a lot of people that know me already and know about Pillar to Post, they know I struggle with it. Um, when I first started, it would take me an hour because I used to just record everything. Yep. I just
I'm
used to,
struggling with my bladder. Can I go for a
yeah,
wheelie?
go for it. Go for
Yes,
it.
go for it.
Oh,
But when I first started, it would take me an hour just to hit the record button because my anxiety went through the fucking roof.
I get that.
And so now it's like these come into play, which is not a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not promoting it. I'm looking to try and quit this year, so I'm hoping that works. But I smoke my brains out on a podcast, and
Same.
uh, and I stress out about it. So I try and make it entertaining still. I try and have fun with it. I like to have great guests like Phill Marshall on. We've recently had Mad T on along with Allison Black. We've had Crushing Kelly Black on. I like bringing guests on, but we're looking to change things up a little bit more here on Pillar to Post. I started off podcasting by reviewing wrestling shows. Um, for a bit, did AEW Dynamite, did Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and even for a short time NXT. So me and Joel here are going to get back into that. So there's a lot of product coming your way when it comes to Pillar to Post. We're going to start picking things up a little bit. We want to get on a nice schedule where we can do our reviews, do AWE in the promoverse, bring you those episodes as well as 2K work that we do together. Joel's been a wonderful host, and I appreciate all the hard work he puts into it, as well as bouncing things off of him, as well as him bouncing shit off of me. And I'm not talking about your balls here, boy. Um,
Damn you. But no, I will say with that, it's definitely been a change. Like with me coming on and working with Pillar to Post and doing the stuff I do over here, it's definitely a change for me. I don't mind it. Like I said, like in the beginning, like at first I was very nervous, as you guys could all see. I was very nervous first coming on. But I've actually learned like with working with Pete how to like come out of my shell and like be more like myself. Where I was a kind of afraid at first, like, like pop up on these podcasts and like do this stuff. Cause, like
I missed that she stepped into the show, so I do apologize, BX Princess. I see you
I
now.
love her. I eventually want to get her on the show as well. But I will say it's definitely been like a time because me coming on here, I just jumped in because like I saw Pete, like, no offense, I saw struggling because like people were just like ambushing. So I jumped in. I'm like, you know what? I'm the new GM. What you gonna do about it? You're gonna deal with me now because if you're gonna try to give him a hard time, well, guess what? Come over here. Bring that fire to me. We'll talk about it. Come see me behind the scenes. I'll talk to you. And we have, like, we've done. That's how I originally took this job on because I wanted to help out because I was seeing him get bombarded every day when we talk, and I hear like these people just like bitching and complaining. I'm like, well, you know what? No, let me in. Let me talk to him, and I'll calm him the hell down. Be like, listen, this is what's gonna happen. This is what we're doing. Stop blowing up, because we can talk about it. Like, be adults. Let's talk and stop.
Yeah.
Rah, 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 rah. No, I don't want them to hear that. We're gonna talk like
Well,
adults.
and his biggest thing was like me when people get like that, I just tune it out and I just say, "Fuck you, I'm not dealing with you."
Yeah.
Um, and he's like, "Well, I want to do it differently." So
So we
it
did
gave
good
him a
cop, bad
chance.
cop. We
It
jumped
gave
back and
him a
forth.
chance to be mouthy. I think that's what he loved about it. But yeah, like I said, like there's a lot of new things coming. Apex Wrestling Entertainment, featuring the Promoverse, that begins this month. We're looking to start the Ascension G1 style promo battle to crown our very first world heavyweight champion. That begins. Well, the announcement starts tonight, but I will list the cards. It's going to be two brackets: A block, B block, and every competitor will battle each other. And then the two people on each side that have the most accumulated points at the end of it, they will face each other to become the very first Apex World Heavyweight Champion.
I will be
Um,
right back. I'm just gonna use the bathroom real quick.
yeah, you go run like a little. No, never mind. I'll be nice to you this time.
I will fight you.
See you, bitch.
You cocksucking motherfucker.
But
You rang.
yeah, but like I stated, like we're getting back into podcasts on a regular basis. Daddy Issues usually only does once a month, sometimes twice, depending on our feel. But we're
Yeah.
getting back into review shows featuring WWE product. I don't
Mhm.
know if I'm going to lean towards AEW yet. I'm apprehensive about it because it just. But then WWE's been like that as well. Not enough story or hot shotting shit.
Yeah.
But we want to get back in a reviewing show. Have fun with it,
Yeah.
and
Cool.
continue with these interviews with the Promoverse competitors. We're looking at bringing Wapo on next, as well as Vacant Veil. He's a newcomer that you know well from back in the day. He was an FBW as well as Wrestler Unstoppable as Danimal.
Yes.
Yeah.
That does ring a bell.
His Vacant Veil character, I think he dropped the Danimal gimmick when he joined Wrestler Unstoppable and became Vacant Veil. And basically he's a bum on the streets, you know? Fucking hilarious. And he's come a long way since he first got into the Promoverse. So I really want to interview him and get his aspects on his opinion of the Promoverse, because
Of course.
one, he's a trusted member of what we once did, and now that he's fresh and new on the scene of the Promoverse, that's great fucking opinions right there from that fella, and he's a good chap on top of everything.
Of
So
course.
just gonna keep things rolling here and have fun with the channel. Gotta say, it was great having you on here. Me and you, I don't think me and you've ever had a problem with words when it came to communication between ourselves.
No, we'd just be honest with each other, and that
Yep.
worked because
Yep.
we never took offense. We just kind of go, "Ugh, that sucked." And
Especially when it's like something I've tried in my mind to create,
mhm.
and I bounce it off of you, or I show you, and it's like, well, what if I did this? And then like 5 minutes later, you throw it back to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
There's still a few rough drafts of things I need to help you out with as well. So it's learning your tools, your craft. If you can learn your craft to the point where you don't even have to think about what you're clicking on, where you're going, you can just throw it out there. You can just fire up the software, throw it all in, throw it together quickly, and you've got a rough draft, and then you can worry about the fine detail afterwards.
Well, there's I wanted the intro to be completed today for Apex Wrestling on in the Promoverse, but I've got the outline in my head figured out. It's always getting there, and being very new to the whole editing process. We didn't need this stuff back in the day when it came to the to the EFed world. So learning this new stuff, it's a headache, but I mean, once you get the hang of it, it starts rocking. And I've got to learn a lot more, but looking to get better all the time.
Well, I just enjoy kind of putting together videos and doing all the effects on it and stuff. So, just filming on the phone, transferring to the PC, putting the hard work in, and essentially, I try to deliver a theatrical piece. I try to look at it and go, what would Hollywood do in this case? What would good Hollywood do? And if I don't know how to do that, I'll go, well, I suppose I better learn. And I just learn it. I learn a new skill. I've learned how to use Blender. I learned how to work AI into my keyframes. So at that point, you can use AI and go straight into just me in front of a green screen without clipping, without having to fade out. It goes from one frame literally to the next, and it's seamless.
And there's a lot of detractors when it comes to AI, but I believe done correctly, there is a place for it in the Promoverse. A lot of people are bitching about it, and yes, there are times it's overused, it's not used correctly, and it looks like complete shit in the end. But you found a way to integrate it for your intro and your outro, especially in that Franklin Benjamin match. That was done beautifully and tastefully, and seamlessly.
Yeah, I just wanted to use it to transition from one position to the other. And I knew that trying to do that on a green screen in a small space wouldn't work. So I had to create the virtual space to do so. So I generated that. Although I won't give up my secrets. They're mine. You can't have them.
never reveal it, brother. Um,
Exactly.
you gotta find a way to stay on top because there's a lot of competitors out there. And recently on the foundation, there was a challenge laid out to you by the number one draft pick, um, the prophecy, King Mac Millie.
All right. Okay.
So I was shocked about that, and you were the man that that announced his draft pick within the foundation.
Yeah.
Something that stunned a lot of people, and I think had a lot of people come a little bit.
What kind of coming comments were there?
Um, there was a lot that thought, "Oh my God, has Phill Marshall just joined the foundation? Is he up for draft? You know, is he competing now?" There was one, my best one, Hollywood Haywood. You about gave me a fucking heart attack. I also I allowed him to know is I had a friend to help me with the announcement join me,
Hmm.
and I don't know who he thought it would be, but in the end, it was just the right tasteful moment to do it, and it brought the pop.
Yeah.
People loved it. My part of that was fucked up, but shit happens. But the announcement was loud and clear. The
Mm.
number one draft was chosen. The prophecy. I think he's going to make waves. He's been in this. I think he said about a year and a half,
Yeah.
and the kid's got a knack for it, and he's entertaining, and I think that's the most important thing.
Of
He
course.
he's trying to do what I do. Let's exclude the drama. The drama only builds your company to a certain extent.
Of course.
He, he's taken it upon himself to get out there and really push the entertainment factor, and he's not afraid to talk about it either. He specifically has said, "I want to clean the EFed world up," and I listen to the way he judges. I listen to the way he talks. He's very passionate
Mm.
and very fair when it comes to judgments, and it's someone that I click with because he's got that mindset.
Yeah.
Drama, if it's storyline based, and even in a competition, a lot of people fail to understand this. Even in competition, you can still have storyline.
Yeah. Of course.
You know,
It's
th-
just knowing
there's an
that.
aspect to it.
Yeah, I think the issue is with a lot of people is that when they start a company where they say, "Oh, it's a mixed storyline comp," they tend to write story, and if the comp doesn't go the way they want it to, they'll go with the story result as opposed to the actual winner of the comp.
Exactly.
And when people do that, you make your company look illegitimate. You make it
Yep.
look like a joke. The comp in your comp story mix, comp comes first. You change the script based upon that. You
Yep.
cannot change the result based upon the script. It's the other
No,
way round.
it's very much like a tree branch. You have to have branching arcs
Yeah.
in order to be honest with the judgments for one.
Yeah.
Somebody whoops your ass in a promo, they deserve to be the one to carry it forward, the story forward.
Of course.
And you got to just alter course change. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do.
Yeah. When I've seen
But a lot
people,
of
yeah, I've seen people in situations where they've lost championships, and the reason for it was, well, that's not the way the story was supposed to go. And I've had people kind of show me these messages, and I can't think of the company who's done it, but I would quite happily tell you if I knew, because you know me, I don't hold back.
no,
But I saw the message, and I can't remember who it was who showed me the screenshot, and they specifically said, "Oh, well, it didn't really go with the story, and it gets a little boring if you're always the champion." Well, maybe he's always the champion because he's that damn good, and you pull in the rug out from under him because you want to give someone else a shot. Don't do it in story. Have him turn around and go, "All right, my contract's up. I'm going to drop the belt."
Yeah.
That works in a comp situation.
Yeah.
But to turn around and go, "Oh, we changed the finish," because if you're changing the finish, you're not a comp company. You're
No.
lying to your audience. You're lying to your roster.
Well,
frankly,
especially when it comes to a title, you've just diminished the prestige that you've built up for that title. or
Yeah.
the champion has built up, I should say. A lot of people look at it as the title makes them. No, the title doesn't make you at all.
No.
You make that title worth anything to anyone else because they can say, I just beat the man to be the man,
Yeah.
or woman.
Yeah.
Let's not exclude the women here. But it's something I pride myself on because that's my focus. When I had the opportunity in the EMP, I seen talent and I wanted to endorse that talent. I wanted to push that talent. Um, and yeah, it's difficult to do when it's not your brand. But I was able to accomplish that with two individuals, and that was BBG as well as the Prophecy King Mac Millie. I'm very
Yeah.
proud of that because I seen the talent, and that was that gave them that gave them the encouragement to push themselves to do better
Yeah.
and to prove that I wasn't wrong in believing in their talent.
Mm.
So to those guys, hats off to you guys. You proved yourself in it. And guys like the Prophecy, he proves himself daily.
Yeah.
So I respect that kind of drive. And like even I'll give Mad T credit. He's seen his shit was not going over anymore. So he changed his direction. He changed the course. He changed his attitude for some of his promos, and he was able to capture the foundation's what is it called again? I'm the GM there, and I'm fucking floundering here.
Attention.
No, no, no. He was able to grab one of
Oh.
their titles,
Mm.
and I respect that because he's seen he needed a course correct.
The
He was able to
blueprint.
do that. Yes, the blueprint. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Although he has
Um,
lost it again.
The blue
he did.
balls.
Yeah, he did recently lose it back to Pretty Petty Peterson, who did a
Yeah.
phenomenal promo. And then he also captured the Defiance championship.
Mm.
So, being able to course correct sometimes is a great thing to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people fail to understand that aspect of this promo world that we're living in. But it's a fantastic thing overall, even with the drama included. Fantastic experience in it, and I'm glad that you got me hooked on it because without Phill Marshall, I didn't even fucking know that this side of EFed existed.
But wait, I thought Mad T got you into it.
It amazes me he goes that route, and there's half the time I can't even figure out if he's being honest with himself or if he's built this narrative in his mind
Yeah.
that he's actually started believing it. Um, People don't know the accomplishments we made before the promoverse,
Oh no, not at all.
you know. Um, and it's like I don't push it down anyone's throat because I'm not like that. I like to let people know, hey, I understand this because I have been a part of this. I have done this already.
Yeah.
I just haven't done this version of it. Same concept, different rules. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, saved me from the SWA. I could not believe it when he threw that down at me. But it's going to be an interesting match. That's on their next.
Saved you from SWA.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like I saved your audience from you, Mad T. How many times can you say bitch in a promo?
I can say bitch a lot.
I tried.
I like
making
Mad
one of
T,
my-
but you know, come
Ooh.
on, Mad T. It's
I did one promo where I tried turning it into a drinking game where I said motherfucker I don't know how many fucking times. A good 50 times in that promo. And I did it because one, it was a hype. Two, it was like I would just want to have fun with it. So it was like motherfucker, just repeatedly. Just sometimes you just want to goof around,
oh yeah, of course. You know, that's why I've got the
speaking
Lord
of which-
Longlot's character.
Yeah. Well, speaking of fucking around in hypes, and I know we've already gone over the hour mark for our usual show, but I don't care today. This man, our guest, did a hype where he sat there for a good, a minute and a half, not said a fucking word, and then finally looks at the camera. Hype. and that was it. That was it. The whole hype.
Yeah.
Um,
The point of the hype at that time was if you did a hype, you got an extra 20 points. They didn't
yeah.
say anything about the hype had to be any good. I sat there for 90 seconds with a bag of crisps. Sorry, from your Americans, a bag of chips, just like watching TV. And so I'm just, eating that, and eating that, and eating that. And of course, people are expecting something. And I kind of wait until about like 80 something seconds. And I just go, oh, hype.
Yep.
And then just carried on eating the crisps as it faded out slowly. And that was all they got.
Yep. And it's a nice little workaround. You found a loophole for what they were trying to do. And,
Yeah.
there's times you just get that in your mind. I want to exploit this to the fullest.
Yeah. Sometimes you can exploit something and just make it funny. The fact that I can make a group of people watch me eat a bag of crisps and then them to still be entertained because I looked at the camera like I forgot I was being filmed and just went hype.
Yep.
And then kind of went back to watching TV and eating the chips. That got when they went to review it, they went, all right, he did a hype, did he? And Rick, I remember Rick just kind of looking at me and he tried to look serious and he started laughing and he was like, fucking played the system, didn't you? I was like, yep.
No. Like me, I don't mind hypes. I really don't. But so many people have found themselves just blowing all their material on just the hype. They lose focus, they lose control, and then when it comes to their match promo, they flounder, and that's a sad thing. It's like, ooh, that hype should have been your promo.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little trick to use, especially if they're like guaranteeing you this amount of points just for doing a promo. There's like, okay, we're not going to judge your promo. We're just going to have you do a promo.
Well,
or
a hype in this case, yeah. And that's why I kind of just looked at it and went, of course I'm going to do that. Because if they say, did you do a hype? Damn right I did.
Yeah.
And, I think it was just the absurdity that they enjoyed because it was me not doing a goddamn thing apart from eating crisps, watching television, and just turning around and giving them one word. And that's it.
No, it's and
it sounds like a fun time though.
Oh,
it is. It is like, especially when you.
But that's what I like about this whole thing. Like, you can have fun with it. Like, you don't have to be like all like in everyone's face and act like you like the top shit. But like, you can still have fun with it. Like, there's stuff you can do. Like, I don't know. I used to be a haunt actor, so like, there's like props and shit. I just randomly think off my head. I'm like, okay, we're gonna go with that today. What character we're gonna be today? Oh, who the fuck knows? Who knows what you're gonna get from me?
Yeah, one of the things I did.
My own sequence. Just leave you guessing whenever it pops up.
Yeah, I mean, hell, one of the other promos I helped with, it was one for Wilson Fist back when he was the StreamYard champion, and the whole point of the StreamYard championship was you were given a subject to promo about, and you just had to make it as funny as possible. And he was in a tag team match. And it wasn't a StreamYard title match, I remember now, because it was him and someone else versus Dante Black and Sarabai's wife. Can't remember her name. And I did an entire South Park cartoon for it because I just thought, let's make this quite stupid. And with Dante, he goes, just to make sure that no one's offended, what are your pronouns? And she goes, she, they. And he goes, all right, mine are them, there, they, that. And he kind of, then, what? And them, there, then, they, how, I think is pronouns. And he goes, I wonder if Phill Marshall has any pronouns. No, I wonder if Phill Marshall has any preferred pronouns. And it's just me sitting on the sofa reading. And so the rest of it's fully animated, me on the sofa reading. But if you look at the book close enough, you realize it's an adult coloring book called Animals Humping. And so there's me looking at it quite serious. And I just look up at the camera and I go, no. And then I look back at the book and I just go, nice. And then it goes back to the cartoon. So in just 2 words, you can really kind of shorten things down to just deliver a punch through stupidity, if you want to go the comedy route, the fact that you've
Exactly.
got me looking dead serious, being really interested in the adult coloring book Animals Humping, like, nice. You know, it's just absurd. But that one got a huge laugh because it went from like full South Park animation, including the music, the animation style for the Canadian flappy heads, because I
Yeah.
did all that in Olive, and then just switching to live action. I'll have to find the promo for you, Pete, because
Yeah, I definitely want to see that because fuck shit like that.
I
I
want to
post.
see it.
oh yeah, I'll send it to both of you. Should be great. Hey, play it on the show. I think
Yeah.
because I remember Dante got a real laugh out of it. What was one of the other lines in there? I think he. Oh yeah, that was it. He goes, "I think we got a really good chance there." He goes, I've beaten Wilson Fisk 1 out of 6 times. I think we're going to win this one."
There is one thing I want to try and do
All right.
here on the channel, and I don't care if it's a one-off,
Mhm.
but I think me and you got to tackle this one together, and that is to break Relic Reed down. And I don't care if it's for one show, but we
Yeah.
bring back Over the Edge for like a one-night exclusive, and we just rock this shit the way we once did.
Oh,
The
and with
idiocy.
video as well.
Yeah. The idiocy alone was fucking fantastic. This landed us banned on the FBW app. Like literally, Relic Reed was banned from this app for 150 years.
Hmm.
That the literal ban. Like we sent each other fucking snapshots of this shit back in
Yeah.
the day. I got 50, you got 75.
Yes.
And we're like, this doesn't even make sense.
I know we just laughed our asses off, and then the next day we were allowed back in. So it was like,
Yep.
I think they realized that we weren't afraid. We just didn't give a shit. So yeah, so just to get like another episode and to do it on StreamYard as well. Knowing Relic, I don't think he'll have a camera. I don't think he'll turn one on. So it'll just
You know
be
what?
his wonderful voice.
Even if I could, me or you could create like a character, like just take one of his photos and turn it into a
Oh yeah,
character
that's fine.
caricature of him and putting that on the screen for him, that would be fine for me. But being able to do shit like that with him again, this guy, you guys do not understand how funny Relic Reed can be.
I know
great.
who else is from Wrestler and Softball Days.
Yes.
Oh,
We've
God.
crossed paths.
Yeah.
He's-
Well, I
he's a-
think everybody has crossed paths. If they were in that genre, I think everybody crossed paths with Relic. He would not have it any other way.
I mean,
I've seen him around.
him singing a song where he pulled out the acoustic guitar about him singing a song about his mentally challenged cousin screaming about liking it in the pooper. I think that was just perfection right there.
Yes.
And it wasn't even it's just the way he sang it, because it wasn't sang like a fun kind of song. It's whenever he got to I like it in the pooper, I like it in the pooper, and it just go really ridiculous as he's strumming away at this guitar. And they say romance is dead.
Yeah. What are they thinking?
Exactly.
But yeah, definitely we got to work on this brother, because I think entertainment quality alone, it'd be just fucking beautiful.
I do have a question though.
Okay, ask away, brother.
So in the future, are we going to see another Daddy Issues Presents the Edge again?
Well, okay, I'll say this: the next time Daddy Issues presents the Edge, it will be Over the Edge.
Yes. And the next time that will happen, we will not be concerned with people being offended, because I may even be tempted to bring back the old mascot.
Ooh.
Oh, there was a mascot that we're not seeing?
There was a mascot. Believe me, it was.
I can't wait to see this mascot. I want to see this whole thing.
It was beautiful. And beautifully done in the offensive way that only some minds can think of. But
I mean, I
yeah,
have a dirty mind. I love anything filthy and dirty and grungy and trash.
it, it's all fun and games until feelings are hurt and you get banned from a fucking
Oh, fuck
app
their feelings.
for
All
more
right.
than a lifetime, you know. But you know what?
Oh, fuck the feeling.
It was
All right.
beautifully done.
If you want to, Filthy Father, let me just put this in the chat.
Okay.
There you go. So if you want to look at the private chat within the StreamYard, there, Filthy Father.
Ooh.
Yes.
Where is it?
I'm just waiting for his
Oh, I
reaction.
see it.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fucking work my shit out on this end. For the private chat. Oh, right there.
I fucking love that. I'm sorry. That's fucking gold.
Yes. There was another one.
Oh yeah, I forgot, because his hands in this one, because it's unedited, he's just standing there like that. But the extra thing that made it really special, and I'm going to need to add back, is that he may have been holding a dildo in each hand.
Not any
You know,
dildo.
that is fucking
A
perfect.
neon green dildo.
I
Yeah,
would love that as my background
green,
when I come on
pink.
here.
Yeah, green and pink. So
Yeah.
he's fisting a couple of fuck toys.
If that
And
gets made as a t-shirt, I want it.
I would happily set it up for you. That
I'm just saying, if this ever gets made into a t-shirt, I will proudly wear it on the
You
channel.
know what? It will be an over the edge t-shirt and it will be the logo and it will cause grief, but you know what? That's fine.
No, it's okay. Sometimes people just need to be a little butthurt, like, because you know, Papa, I have to go pee-pee. Because that's
Yeah.
just how it is.
Yeah. There was a t-shirt design that I put in my TeePublic store years ago. And it was courtesy of a friend of ours. She created it because on a live show with my former co-host, he said something and about having to go pee pee or something.
Yeah.
And so I twisted it a little bit, and I referred to it as constantly like him asking, "Papa, can I go pee pee?"
I just find it so funny. Like that.
So
It's
she made
adorable.
the graphic. She made the graphics and everything, and said, "Please put this on a T-shirt. I want to see this." So I did, and this motherfucker just died over it.
I do. I die over it all the time when I see it. I'm there. I'm like, I want it.
It was
It's the best
we
thing
we
ever.
we had quite a viral T-shirt and hoodie on EFed After Dark. One of the old guys who came in as a regular, funnily enough, Dylan Mason, who I talked about earlier, when he was watching promos, he would just one of his favorite things in the world to do after every promo would just look at that and go, "And that was terrible, and you should go kill yourself." He's from Holland, and so we actually made a T-shirt that said, "Oh, kill yourself," and he bought one. I'll have to find. It actually looks quite cool because you could get it in black or white. He bought the white hoodie, and he was so proud of himself. But that was our biggest seller for After Dark, and I think it's still available if you want to go buy it.
You can see me After Dark too.
You calm yourself. Calm yourself. There's been a couple of. This one was based on my very own real life brother. He joined our 2K series, and his match involved, and this is exactly what it looked like. It looked like a sledgehammer was buried into his cause ass. So he from then on became Dave, the anal hammer of doom Wall. And so we
Very
had
catchy.
we had a design made where he's bent over and a sledgehammer has been well placed within the crevice of his asshole. And not just that, you get a full view of balls.
As you're supposed to.
I love that.
So the funniest thing ever, my little sister buys it and gives it to him as a birthday gift. I'm not shitting you. And I was like, "Oh my God, you didn't." And she goes, "Oh no, I fucking did." proudest day she ever made me, I guess, and it was just beautiful. But we're coming up on the 2 hour mark.
Mhm.
I don't want to extend our presence. Um, any final words from our guest here?
Well, I'd say I'm looking forward to AWE's Invitational tournament. That's going to be interesting. I'm also currently in a tournament for the NWA EFed World Heavyweight Championship. So that's going to be interesting. So my job is, if I do win that, that also represents a lot of companies. So my goal is to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, because if I have that and I have this, I will be the first ever EFed undisputed heavyweight champion of the world at an industry level. People have done it from company level, but for the ones that are above the company, where it involves the whole industry, no one's ever held two of these belts at the same time.
Yeah. Well,
So
and
that's my
and
goal.
on another side of that, though, I look at your past and all that you did for the FBW NWA Association.
Yeah,
It's like coming full circle.
oh, exactly. Yeah, it'll be nice to be on the talent side as opposed to management.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
Well, I want to wish you good luck with that. I want to thank you for being a part of the show because it's always a blast with you. Either in the DMs or fucking
Mhm.
just shooting the shit like we did today. And today it was essentially shooting the shit.
Yeah,
Um, always thank you very much, Joel. We went a lot earlier today. Usually it's 7 p.m. on a Sunday night, but I will always set the time according to where our guest is or if they're working,
yeah.
and to me it's accommodating for them because they're not stressing, okay, I'm supposed to be awake, and it's like you guys are at 4 or like 7 o'clock, it's fucking 2 in the morning for me. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? I know the time zone is
Mm,
that bad,
yeah.
but still, I didn't want to keep you from getting your sleep. You're a busy man, and what a great time. I want to thank you again. Any last words from you, filthy father?
I mean, I'm excited for the tournaments coming up. I can't wait to see how they're going to come out. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see everybody who participates and gets to see like what's going on. Like, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see it go down for the Invitational, like, and the G1. I can't wait for both. And with that, I mean, I hope you're all well and shit. But then again, fuck off. It is
Now,
what it
I,
is.
I'm going to be honest, and my final words go to this. There's a lot of people that requested to join. A lot of them have, and I shouldn't say a lot, but some have pulled out already because of, real life and everything. That's fine. I don't care with this one if it ends up being 10 people. The tournament's still going to happen. And my job as a promoter is showing that my word is my bond. And so if there's only 10 people involved that actually put the $5 in for the tournament, it comes down to those 5 people. If it ends up being 10 people, 15, the title is still on the line. The option lays on them if they feel like they want to be a defending champion. But I will let everyone know next year's the title is going to be grander. It's going to be beautiful. And I will do this every year because I do it for a good cause. I've done it in the past with on my YouTube channel, and I do it on a personal basis. I always donate to the Sick Children's Hospital. It's something I believe strongly in. I think it's a good thing to do, especially since I've had nephews and family that had to rely on a hospital like that. So um, every year a new design's coming out. This one was based on a video game that I created, a one-off title design just to have on the game, and a wonderful fan and who has turned out to be a good friend had it designed, sent it my way, and gave it to me as a gift. The one that's coming, the AWE official World Heavyweight title, that is a one-off design. I can't wait to unravel it and just show you guys the beauty. I've shown pictures, but the pictures have plastic over the title because it was being ready for shipment. That comes on Tuesday, and I will have a video of it being unraveled from all of its bubble wrap, and hopefully they waited long enough for the paint to dry this time. But, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, this was Daddy Issues. Thank you very much to our great guest, Bulletproof Phill Marshall, the SME World Champion, or as some people like to call him, King Fuckman.
Ooh,
Yeah,
King
goddamn
Fuck.
right.
How you doing?
Always a great thank you to my co-host, Joel Quinn, also known as the Filthy Father. I am, as some of you guys call me, Mordecai. Some call me Mr. Wall, but I'm always a little dirty. I'm
Mr.
out.
Clean.